Hey everyone, Anthony here, and we're on day 19. Today's focus is on God's justice. You may have your own definition of what justice is, but let's start with two things. One, justice is relational, and two, true justice uses God's definition of right and wrong. Justice is a term used for what is right or as it should be. All humans who bear the image of God should be treated equally with dignity and fairness. That means the least, the last, and the lost. God shows us time and time again His love and compassion for the weak, vulnerable, marginalized, and disenfranchised. As Christians, the building blocks of justice lie in the who, which then moves to the what. If we start with the what, we're too prone to be self-serving and use our own definition of good and evil versus the God definition of good and evil. We start with the who to bring human dignity, human flourishing, and the sacredness of life to the forefront. God's perfect righteousness, justice, and radical love become our foundation. God is a father to the fatherless and a defender of the widows. He cares about the vulnerable and takes up their cause, as should we. Even the foundation of God's throne is righteousness and justice. Let's not mistake that punishment of wrongdoing is also justice. In knowing this, we aim to live righteously before God and help call out or change societal wrongs. Even Psalm 146:9 says, God thwarts the plans of the wicked. He sees all and does not ignore evil and wrongdoing. But with this, we come to a crossroads. Because if we're honest, we're all guilty before Him, holy and perfect in His ways. But God, who so loved the world, gave His one and only Son, Jesus, to restore us and show us the true way of living, ultimately dying for the sake of the guilty. Loving your neighbor as yourself means to look for ways to show love to those who have been hurt or are in pain. It's stopping to help and heal those in need, like the Good Samaritan. The just person lives a life of honesty, equity, and generosity in every aspect of his or her life. If you're trying to live a life in accordance with the Bible, the concept and call to justice are inescapable. We do justice when we give all human beings their due as creations of God. Doing justice includes not only the righting of wrongs, but generosity and social concern, especially toward the poor and vulnerable. It's to live the words of the prophet Micah. God showed us what is good, and this is what He requires of us: to do justice, love mercy, and walk humbly with our God. This is the life of Jesus exampled, and it's a high calling. So let's finish by praying. God, I ask for mercy. I pray your church looks more and more like you until you return. I ask for forgiveness for all the missed opportunities to love those around us. Let us care for those in need. Let us love like you do. I ask that you would expose corruption in the justice systems in America. Would you thwart the plans of the wicked, break the power of wicked people in places of influence, and that all evil agendas and schemes against your people, our nation, and others be nullified. Your justice will be had, and I pray for our families to be found doing justice, loving mercy, and walking humbly with you, God. May our love increase, and we place our hope in you, Jesus Christ. Your will be done. In your name, Jesus. Amen. Don't lose heart. One day, God will make all wrong things right. He sees every injustice, and God's righteous justice will be on full display. Until then, let's walk it out.